Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So this is going to be part 2 of the mixed media art journal page. I couldn't get it out. So this, I'm going to show you this. Oh God, this feels so good. The texture with all the molding paste and modeling paste. If you're curious and you want to see the video to how we got this, I will link it in one of these buttons here. You'll see it. And down below. And go check it out if you want to watch that first, or if you want to watch this next part and then go back to see how it was done. It's all on you. And I want to show you guys something real quick. I got these from Holler. Remember the other day I did a video about Holler, and you can go on there if you use my link down below. You can go on there, and I think you get $5 credit. Regardless, they have all kinds of stuff and art and craft stuff as well. So I got some new, because I go through scissors like crazy, and these were $3, I believe. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back and buy another pair. I got their heavy duty, excuse me, titanium bonded, non-stick. They, like I said, they're for heavy. It says boxes, adhesive, plastic packages, and they're world's favorite scissors. They're Westcott, which is fantastic. And I got it within like 4 days, 5 days. And, you know, I don't save packaging, but they are nice and non-stick because, you know, I do everything with glue. So, I mean, these were like $3. You can't beat it. So I'm going to go on and get another set, I think, another pair just to have. And I'm anxious to see, I mean, it cuts through, see if they have fabric ones too. So I will put that link down below as well. If you don't mind using my referral link, if you do mind, and that's okay if you mind, it's holler.com, and they have makeup and craft stuff and house stuff and dog stuff and animal stuff and kids stuff and party stuff and all kinds of stuff. It's a great site. Emily and I just keep buying because it's just so cheap. I mean, I don't buy a lot. I buy like maybe $6, $7 worth of stuff, which is like 2, 3. I bought a, I don't have, it's not in here. It's in my kitchen. It's glass bowls, and I think there's 5 of them. And matter of fact, these came in it, which I'm so excited I'm going to use for texture and to spray, you know, like these are kind of like stencils. But so these came in the glass bowls. There was 1, 2, 3. I think there's like 4 or 5 bowls, different sizes, and they come with lids. So they're glass. They come with lids, and you can microwave them, put them in the, you know, put them in the freezer, put them in the refrigerator, put them in the dishwasher, and those were $3 as well. And I love them. I already washed them and have used them like 3 times. And I just got them the other day, and I think I'm going to get another one of those too. I think for my art room, because I like mixing up, like for instance, sometimes I only have white texture paint or white modeling paste, or I want to make my own, which I am going to be doing, and I want to be able to store it. I want to be able to keep it. So that way I can put the lid on it and I can keep it. And for $3, you get like 5 bowls, and they're all different sizes, you know, from small to large. Anyway, let's get to getting. Okay, if you don't want to hear me spew anymore, here we go. I'm gonna kind of do a probably a face or body or something, and I picked some letters and words. So I've talked about this many times. It's all over the place. I mean, you could find a lot of people talk about magazines. I love going through magazines, and I love ripping pages out that inspire me, either color wise or paint chips, the same kind of gig, or that just have words. So if I want certain letters or a word, and like inspired, for instance, like how could you not even, you know what I mean? It's hard to see because it's like different colors, but so I picked these out and figured, you know, to use a part of a magazine in here for the text. You don't have to. You also can pick out flowers or a face that you like or whatever, and use that as well. So also, this is kind of like my mashup video. Y'all asked how the delusions markers, about them still, if they still work, because a lot of people had problems. So I will I will get there in a minute as well. I will use them. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Now, normally, I would go right in with doing a face, but I'm gonna put a little gesso down because a lot of people do not like. I'll just do a little squeeze there. A lot of people don't like the paint coming through. The last one I did where the paint came through, I think it was even these around similar to these colors. And excuse my arm. And y'all, some people thought that I was making an abused woman, and that's not what I was doing. So I just have some gesso. If you don't have gesso, by all means, use white paint. It doesn't matter. Use black paint, use brown paint, use whatever you want. You can even use some Mod Podge, matte, or if you only have glossy, use that. And which I'll show you. Maybe I'll do that on the bottom. So right now I'm just going to do a shape. Now you definitely can take your pencil. Excuse my arm again. I've been cleaning in here a little bit, and I don't have everything kind of situated where I want it. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to kind of draw just a small round face. And this might be a little longer video as well. I don't know. Some of you loved the longer video, which makes me happy. Back in the day, I would do the longer videos a lot. They would be real long until YouTube started saying that nobody really watched them and that you should have a little shorter. So then I started cutting them back, and now it's, you know, I get a kick if one person, two people watch my videos, I'm thrilled to death. Do you know what I mean? That's all. That's why I do it. If I can help one person, it makes me happy. All right, so you can see I have a general idea here where I drew it. You don't have to do that, but I like to. And I'm just going in. Now this has a lot of texture, obviously. You can do one of two things. I'm rolling with it because I enjoy texture. And you're going to see some of that delusions coming through, and you know, anything that's not permanent. Which, if that bothers you, then definitely use things that are permanent. Now, a couple of you wrote me on Facebook, and you did not like the how solid this color was in the background. Which I guess coming on camera, maybe it's not showing the lighter areas. But I understand. So I'm going to show you what you can do to kind of break it up while this paint dries. Now, obviously, the pencil that I use is a, it must be a water-soluble pencil. Because it's picking up in the white, but that's okay. But you can see how white. So this becomes, the gesso becomes our base. So when we go to put our skin color on, our skin tone, that back won't come through all that color. So I'm just going to kind of, add just a little bit. I made the neck go over a little too far, but see, I can cut that back. It's no big deal. What I do, and I do things weird anyway. I'm going to rinse that brush off and get some water on there. I promise next video, hopefully I will have everything back where it was. So my arm's not always going over and putting a shadow. And you're going to hear thunderstorms because it's thunderstorming here. I go in with a wet brush, and I like to kind of erase some of that if you can, where I made that mistake. I like to put the water. I like to grab my paper towel or your art rag, whatever you want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I like doing that because until the acrylic paint dries, it's all good to go around, and if you make a mistake. So if you don't like to draw in your your base or your background, I was going to say base and background at the same time, you know, no big deal if you make a little bit of a boo-boo. There you go. Plus hair covers a lot too. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush back, and you can see a little bit of the yellow coming through, I think, but it's not the biggest, the biggest deal. Now, I want to show you, what did I do with it? What did I do with it? 1 second. Okay. Okay. So a couple of you did not like the background as much as it being, you know, so pink and all. So you wanted it broken up a little bit. Well, how do you break it up? Well, you definitely can take some, this is just like tissue paper, like scrapbook paper. You definitely can take some lighter colored scrapbook paper and you can glue it around a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her dress in, you know, a lighter color. And then we can go, remember her hair. So this isn't all going to, looking at it, I understand how it might be a little, I don't want to say intimidating because that's not necessarily what I mean, but you might think, oh, it's so pink. What are we going to do? Well, you could draw, like I said, your face and all that first on a, I wouldn't use watercolor paper or maybe mixed media paper or even drawing paper, but you can do that and draw everything and add it on, which I do that many, many times. You can sketch in before you do the background and then just avoid that area if you want. I love slapping stuff all over the place. So for me, you know, this is how I like to do it sometimes, but sometimes I definitely will go in and glue, you know, glue whatever I want on top. But this works just as well. So I'm going to put in some, um, you'll see though, I'm going to put in just a little bit of a booby area, chest. This is how I try to make, I don't want to put any more gesso out, so I'm just going to kind of rub it in. And that way it'll give you an idea of how it comes through sometimes. But that's all I'm going to do there. Wipe this up. And then I'm going to dry it. And this does not have to be all the way dry because the color, the flush color will just mix in. It doesn't take much. Now let's grab a flesh color. This is light flesh. You know, I love my folk art flesh colors. Craft paint. Just gonna rinse my brush. You don't have to have 12 brushes either. It's nice if you do. But look at this. You can see that it's already kind of stained from the dilutions underneath there. And I'm just going in. Now, of course, there's going to be texture because I have texture under here, but I don't care. I'm going to work with it. It's mixed media. I'm not going for like a very precise, beautiful, pristine face. I'm just going in, and she's going to be an odd girl. Sorry to tell you. But she's might come out that way, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to worry. That's why I don't want you guys to overthink things. Just go for it. You guys tagging me on Facebook and in our group, All Things Creative, and oh my gosh, and when you guys send me my emails and on the Facebook and blah blah blah, Instagram tagging me. You guys are doing such great odd girls. It is just so nice to see what you guys are doing and like everybody else's interpretation of your odd girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you guys are just so inspiring to see what comes out of your imagination, because sometimes I get stuck, you know, and sometimes I go a little crazy and, you know, I push that odd girl word, but that's what I like. So, there we go. And you see that's, I mean, you don't see it coming through. Now, obviously you see some of the texture. Like I said, if that bothers you, you know, I don't necessarily, you know, it doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, by all means, don't do that. You know what I mean? Leave it flat. Or with the colors, if you don't want that modeling paste or anything in between, oh, I'm sorry, my phone went off. Then, you know, just leave it, draw like a little circle, you know, that you want for your head, and leave it plain, and don't put the stuff there. That's all. Now, oh, it's thundering really bad. This is me though. I would love to put this on here as her dress, but I'm thinking we're going to go with that. Although this to me wouldn't look bad at all either. I'm just saying. But I'm going to go a little bit more pretty, I guess. I don't know. Who doesn't love polka dots? Okay, so here's her neck, and then I'm gonna just with my pencil again, and use whatever pencil you have. I have my mechanical one there. This is a water soluble one, but I'm just rocking with it. Not gonna worry about it. But you see, this is where I'm gonna kind of have her dress end, and it'll be down by her arms, and kind of like that. You do it whatever way you want. I'll hold this up in a second. Now, I'm using water soluble, and I'll show you. See how you can see? That's kind of where we're going to go at. And we're going to take our brush, our water brush, and you don't want it sopping wet, but you want it wet. And I'm going to activate this a little bit, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to make sure it's a little bit activated. And then what I'm going to do is take the paper that I want to use. This is all it is, you know, you get it at the dollar store or wherever. I'm going to set this down. Give it a little mush-a-mush. And then, now you can't see a lot of it, but you can see I have the outline of the dress. So it gives me an idea. Let's try our new scissors. I'm just going to kind of go in. And you can cut it a little larger if you want, but, and then you can go trim it, you know, when you're done. Oh, these cut so nice compared to having crappy scissors that don't work, that all need sharpened and have glue all over them. All right, so there you go. Stop it there. Okay. And you see, we have a dress that will basically work. And what I'm going to do is I like gluing it. I like doing it a little hangy. I can always fold it at the end so it doesn't go. But if you've seen my odd girls, I do like legs and stuff hanging off. I'll probably just hang the dress off. If this bothers you, where we have it on here, we'll turn it this way. And you can see like the arms are here. And then I can just make it much smaller. Just make it go around there. And then you can go in again. And you know, if you're a hoarder like me, I hoard all these little pieces of paper. But okay. And again, we're just kind of, oh, I like the way it's kind of like funky. Oh, I like it. Now, what do we do with the outside part that maybe is too much, right? Coming through. Just take, if you did not use a water soluble, you can use a watercolor pencil, right? If you have a black watercolor pencil or dark blue or whatever, you can definitely use that, or white, whatever you have. This is all I'm going to do. If you don't have a water soluble anything, just use your gesso and go over it. I like to do this. It just gives me a little bit of idea how I want to do it. And I think for beginners, it's a good trick because, you know, you have a little bit more control. And I think when we feel like we don't have control over it, people get a little bit more nervous, you know. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to use today? I'm just going to use my glue stick today. Now I can see I did not cut that how I wanted it. So I'm going to cut this a little bit more here. There we go. And I'm going to use my glue stick. You don't have to use Mod Podge. Use a glue stick. Use white school glue. That's all you got to do. And I'm going to put this down. You can hear that texture. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. And I knew there was two papers there, Kelly. I swear. See, if you guys don't feel confident, just watch my videos because I thought that you did see me take these apart, right? And I said, oh, there's only one. No, there's 2 layers. Tissue paper. Hello. All right. So now you just kind of go in. When you're dealing with texture, you want to make sure you give it an extra push. And like I said, I'm going to keep this down here. And I'm also going to take, because we're using the glue stick, but this works with any glue. I'm just going to kind of go around the sides a little bit with a wet brush. You want it to be, you know, not drippy, but wet. And what I'm going to do is, because I went a little crazy with that glue, but that's okay. Look, and that's all we're going to do. We're just going to give it a wipe. Come on, how easy. And don't worry, we're going to outline this so it shows up a little bit more, but I do like the lighter, you know, bit to it. Although that turquoise is yelling at me like, girl, why didn't you use me? But what I'm going to do is take my napkin. Let me turn my phone off here. I'm going to take my paper towel napkin, whatever you have, and I'm going to push it real good. Just so it like adheres, you know, to any of the glue there. Okay. Look how good so far. And this is a little wrinkly and I'm okay with that. Like I said, when I close the book, what I'll do is I just kind of fold it. So when I close it, you know, it's not in there, but if I want to look at it, I'm like, look at that. Now, if you don't like that, of course, cut it off. No big deal. Okay. So here's what we have here. And I'm going to let that dry before I work on that anymore. So I'm going to go in with the eyes and I'm going to use my mechanical pencil. I'm going to kind of turn her this way for a minute. And remember, we're going to outline the neck and we're going to have hair. It's going to, you know, we're just laying down the foundation. Now, there are a million different ways to do a face. There are, you know, where you could measure halfway down, do your line, and then another, you know, half inch, the whole 9 yards. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in and I'm going to kind of mark kind of where I want my head to stop. My head never stops. Okay. Am I the only one whose head never stops? All right. And you're just kind of lightly giving yourself an idea, right, where it's going to go. And I'll start with the lips. And I'm not going to sit and say, look, draw this, do it like this. Do you boo? That's what I like to say. So I just kind of go in with a line going across. I'll do like a, and you know, I have texture under there, so it's not going to be, you know, perfect. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to just kind of go in. And I just made lips. That easy. And I'm not even going to do a nose too much. I don't do too many noses on my odd girls. Sometimes I don't. And I'll just do this. Watch. Look how easy. Ooh, we got a nose. And now let's do eyes. Well, I want to do a little bit of an odd girl. If you don't want to do an odd girl, let me just give you a little hint. If you take, and you can see our face is small, take the lid off of a glue stick. You can take the lid off of an acrylic paint, dip it in a little bit of, I don't know, light brown or whatever, and then you can go and you can do your eyes. Maybe I'll do that just to show you what I'm talking about. Because a lot of people get nervous. Now, I usually don't go for, if I'm doing an odd girl, I do oddly shaped eyes. Because, let's face it, if you've seen me on camera, you know, I am not what they call pretty. So I'm going in. And I'm just getting that covered. And I'm going to go in and just do an eye here. And an eye here. And look, you got the circles. Do you have to do that? No, you don't. We're still doing an odd girl. Now, mind you, if you use smaller, which I have a million, I have so many home things here that I use that you can use for a smaller, you know, for a smaller eye. Let me wipe this off and then put this on here. And then I'll show you what I mean, what else you can use. You can take, if you have a water pen, you know, you can use that. I have old ones, but you can just hold that back. You go in, put it in there, and then these could be your eyeballs. Wait a minute. and then you stamp, and then you're getting your perfect. You can always measure it up, you know, to make sure it's perfect, and you have your pupils. So don't be afraid and think, oh, I don't have a circle template. I don't have this. I can't do that. That's not, you know. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that in here, inside. Come on, Kel. Get with the program, girl. All right, one there. And remember, I got texture underneath. And one here. And I can see where it's at. I'm not, you know, I'm almost out of paint there, but there we go. See? Now we have our eyes. And then you just wipe it off and then put it back on as your lid. If you look around you, and look, no harm, no foul. These are my watercolor. No big deal. Look, still works. It's not hurting anybody. And we got it. Look around you. You never ever know, you know, what you have sitting. I take so much medicine. I have, you know, lids to different size bottles. I have needles I have to take. I have, just look around. You're, you know, when you use your cans or your whatever, there's so much, so much. Okay, so we have that. So let's go in with the eyes. Well, I'm going to go in with some white first. And I like to, I'm a girl who paints out of the lid because I'm so cheap sometimes, and I hate doing this, even though that was dry and it was kind of done. I don't like to waste, excuse my arm, I don't like to waste too much. So I'm just going to go in with some white paint. And I know that these are going to be colored, the circles that I did. But for now, I'm going to just leave those circles there. And because I'm going to paint those with color. And I'm going to paint this like this. Now, obviously, I'm going to put eye lids and all. But I'm just going to paint it white for now because it gives me more of an idea what I'm working with. And you're not wasting the paint, literally, because, you know, it's going to add a nice base. But you can see I made one a little bit. See how I have more eye there and not there? If it bothers you, of course, you know, do your thing. Do you, Bill? And for the lips, what am I going to do for the lips? I'm going to clean that. I think for the lips, I'm going to go in. Let's go in with our Postbox Red. I'm going to give it a shake. Let's see. Let's hope it works. I've not, they worked a few days after, and then I haven't used them. They've been sitting here, but, oh, yeah. But I'll test them all out when we're done. Well, we're working. This one is anyway. Just coloring it in. Like I said, that texture. Now what I'm going to do, because it's making a little hard for the texture. I'm going to wipe it off. I don't want no acrylic paint on there. I'm going to wet this the tiniest bit. And before this dries, I'm just going to kind of activate it a little bit just to kind of spread it out a bit. And I can go over it again if I want it to be darker, but I'm okay with that. Huh. I am not hating on that. That came out good. All right, what color do we want for the eyes? Let's do a turquoise. I'm gonna just color this circle in. I'm not gonna worry if it's completely circular. If you know, if that's something that you want, by all means. I might even make it go down more, I'm thinking. I shouldn't have done that. And then I just wet my brush and clean it off and then just go and say, nope. Then I can go touch it up with a little bit of white again once it dries. But you see how it comes off? No big deal. No fear. No fear. This is a no fear art journal page for Danielle, who makes beautiful artwork. All right, she got little googly eyes. Who cares? Who cares? And I'll let that dry and put another coat on after. You know what I'll do? I'll take a little, excuse me, a little bit of the white while everything's drying just underneath. Make sure when you rinse your brush and you go to use it again, go like this to get, because sometimes you get drippies. Has it ever happened to you? Let me know down below. If you ever go to paint and you rinse your brush off and you go to paint and you think you dab it and all that kind of stuff. Dabbing, Angie. You know, and then you go to paint and then like the drip comes and it comes down and it's like, oh no, that's what she said. And then it drips down and blows everything out. Always make sure you do that. Okay, just brighten that up a little bit. And if you want to put a little highlight or something, which I'll do with the white Delusions pen, but we'll do that too. All right. So that's all I'm going to do for that. Now, I'm going to do her hair. I'm going to take this bigger brush again. And this brush, I'm horrible telling you guys what brushes I'm using. I know you guys are always asking too. This is just a Martha Stewart 10. That's what it says. So, there you go. It's not out of my watercolors. This is like just a regular acrylic Martha Stewart pen. Brush. Paintbrush, which I love. Now I'm going in with red. I'm going to do, no, I'm not going to do red. Well, let's see how red this is. Let's see. Are you going to be red enough? Yeah. Now look at this interesting hairstyle. Come on. I'm kind of digging it. I'm keeping it. I'm just dabbing. Doing a little squeeze and then boop, 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 boop. Some of it runs in together. You're getting texture. And then just a little bit more around the face. I don't know if I'll keep it, but I kind of like it. I wish you guys were here with me so you could say, keep it. I'm kind of digging it. Let me hold it up to the camera. I don't know. It's going to take a year and a day to dry because of the 99.9% humidity. Let's see. Can you see the texture? What do we think? What do we think? I'm going to hit it with my heat gun. Let's see what happens. I just won't shut the page for a day or two because it'll be all... Now, if you use your heat gun or your hair dryer, you don't want to hold it on too long because it'll bubble. Now, if you want it to bubble, which sometimes I love the bubble, oh my God, my nose is running. Why? I hope I'm not just catching Dave's cold. This will like harden the top layer. Just remember it won't be fully dry underneath until probably 6, 7, 8 hours, overnight's the best. You can see it darkened a little bit due to the it drying. What was I going to do? Okay, now I'm going to take the brown that I used. It's Coffee Latte from Folk Art. I'm going to do another squeeze. Squeeze. Any day. Squeeze. And then I'm going to go over the eyes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my small brush again. I don't know what brush this is. Let's see. Take my glasses off. It's a big, this is a number 4 flat from Plaid. I love these brushes. Okay. So I have it. I did my swipe. And I got some on here. Now what I want to do is do eyelids. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to take it over this way. Working. I'm just like, look, that texture. And I'm doing the same color that I drew the eyeball in just to give it a little bit more continuity. Is that a word? Is that the word I want to say? Let me know. I don't know. And I'm just going to, but you don't have to. You can do a bright purple. It'll just like be like she has eyeshadow on. I mean, you can really go crazy. But you see how that made her eye look, right? And if you want it down a little bit more, you definitely can. And I won't decide that until I get this other one on. And this one I won't do. Here we go. I like the texture underneath. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know, like it's almost 3D. Now I went a little bit in her hair here. So I rinse my brush off and I'm just tapping. Do any of you guys watch Animal Kingdom? Well, here's what we're going to do. I want to know down below if you watch Animal Kingdom and if you've made it to 35 minutes in my video. If you do watch Animal Kingdom, or if you don't, let me know down below and you might win. It's going to do a little giveaway. Don't say anything about a giveaway in the comments. All you do is you put, yes, I watch Animal Kingdom, I love it, or no, I don't watch it. Maybe I'll look for it, something like that. Use Animal Kingdom in the sentence that you leave. And then I will pick a winner and you will win. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. These are my new obsession as well. You will win they're brand new folk art color shift. You will get a purple and an orange. And look at that. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So you will win both of these. Yeah, let me know down below. So if you've made it to 35 minutes and not done, people think I don't know when they leave me comments and stuff that they don't watch my videos because, you know, I mean, sometimes I do know that some people speed through it and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't care. But, you know, on these, I know there's a handful of you guys that do watch all the way through. So for those of you who watch all the way through, like I said, don't let anybody know. You just share my video, please. I'd appreciate that. Share it on Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or wherever. And yeah, and then let me know down below. Do you or do you not watch Animal Kingdom? Well, let's continue. All right, so I have that and I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna take our black, I'll show you a little trick I do. You could do this just with your paintbrush and black paint. We're gonna see if this is working. I'm gonna shake it. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put I don't know if I can draw with this. Let's see. Yep, it's working still. Oh, I'm so glad. I got these off of BLITSY. I just had a giveaway to win these. They just got sent out the prize. Maybe I'll do another giveaway for these. These are good. Also, BLITSY, fantastic. I know, I'm shameful. BLITSY, you get up to 70% off on all these craft items. And these were one of them. And like I said, I bought a set and did a giveaway. I like to do that. I know you guys keep asking for me to do a giveaway on the, what are they called? Distress oxides. So I'm going to pick 2 colors, I think, and do a giveaway on those. So always watch my videos because you never know. Sometimes I like to do legit, you know, like, okay, this is a giveaway video. And then other times I like to say, you know what, if you're watching, maybe there's only 2 of you watching to this point, then I love Animal Kingdom, by the way, and it's not about animals. Some sexist sexamin, but it's a really good, who was it? Ellen Barkin, I think is her name. Anyway, those work very good, this black and the Delusions. I am thrilled with these markers so far. I'm sure next week I'll be like, I don't like them. But, because, you know, I'm finicky. But, okay, so you see where we're going here. I'm not gonna really lay a lot of arms on her or anything like that. Something that I like to do is, and this is totally up to you. Sometimes I don't feel like doing the whole arms and neck thing, and I'm going to outline that. But I like just to take some skin tone, and I pretend like, oh, okay, her arms are coming here. They're going to meet here. And then I like to like draw a little heart or something that she's holding. So this is a very good trick. I'm giving all my tricks away today. And I'm doing a giveaway. All right, so, I mean, maybe that's a little thick arms. These are Kelly arms. And I'm not going for realism. Remember that. We're just going for odd girl deliciousness. That's what it's called. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this brown that I used in her, you know, on her eye and kind of outline this a little bit since it kind of, the color is kind of like the background. Just a little bit. And again, odd girl. Do not write and tell me how I don't know how to draw. This is an odd girl, okay? Okay. I will tell you this. I'm going to go in And I'm gonna add a little bit of that here, just some of the paint, because there's a lot there and this is bothering me. Yeah, just to kind of bring that face together. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then what I like to do, I'll let that dry. I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun. Oh my God, okay. That's why acrylic paint's so wonderful, it dries so fast. And then I'm just gonna go in here because I got a lot of paint in here. And I'm gonna draw a heart, like she's holding a heart. Now I could have used my Dilutions pen, but I didn't. La 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 la. And see, she's kind of holding a heart. Now I will go in. I like using, again, you can use a waterproof, you can use your Stabilo, which I love my Stabilo. I'm going to go in. I'm still not digging. I still need a little bit more here. Let's hit up here. Yeah. I don't know, that was bothering me. Let's go with our Stabilo and let's trace this. And what I'm going to do is I'm coming in off of it a little bit, right? There's just 1/8 of an inch out there, but that's okay. And I'm also going to make her have a little bit of shape up here. And I'll show you that in a second. And I'm doing the same thing here. I can kind of go in if I want to outline the arms a little bit, no big deal. I'm going to do the same thing here. Now I can see, let's see if I can cut this with these, probably not. I want this paper here out. And these are the worst scissors in the world. Do our new ones. Yep. You can also use your knife. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that would be a bit easier for me. Where is my X-Acto knife? That's nice. Oh, okay. And then just lightly go in. It's thin paper, so you're not going to have a problem. And it should come right off. Yep. And we're just making a little bit of a cleavage kind of thing, right? And then go over that again. And then I'm going to go here on the neck. Just to kind of, you see how it kind of just, I don't know, it comes together. It doesn't look, and that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to tap my brush. And then I'm going in. And you see how that liquefies that? And this could be any watercolor crayon or Stabilo or colored pencil, watercolor, whatever, water soluble, whatever you have. It's just nice. And I'm just going to lightly tap these. And then I think I'm going to go around the heart a little bit. And then yeah, that's all. And like I said, she got her arms there. You can really go in and make her arms come down like this, you know, with the paint if you want. if there's no, you know, it's all on what you want to do. I'm not doing that today. But what I am going to do is we're going to work with the words real quick. And like I said, this is a basic odd girl, not a big deal. I could go and continue doing, you know, a lot more, but I'm not going to keep you here forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. I'm going to use these. Be inspired. And I'm going to cut this a little bit. I like the, you can definitely cut them out. Like, so it's what you want it to be, but I'm going to do kind of the same thing as I just did with the black around it. So, cut this a little bit. And then take your glue stick, your glue stick, your glue stick. And again, just kind of smush it down. You can definitely put it on the, what you want to glue down. And we're going to do the same thing. Push it down because it has to stick. And then you can definitely do this as well. Whatever you want. Put it wherever you want. Oh, don't stick to my fingers. And these don't take that long to dry. Put a nice quote, stamp on paper, handwrite, whatever you want. Okay, let me move those. And then I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I would go around it just to make it stand out. Come on, stay down there for me. And do the dark and go in with a little bit of water. See how black that gets? Oh, yeah. And then I could just go in if I want it lighter or darker. That's really it. That's all. And then you could go, you know, you can just continue on and on and on. Like I said, there's a million things you can do. And at the end of the day, after everything's dry, I just fold that up and shut my page. But she's my little art girl. Not a big deal. Let me show you real quick what I mean about the arms here. See where her arms come out, so we can make it look like she's just kind of, well, she has gray arms, but you'll get the, and you see she's just kind of holding on there, so it makes it look more, then you can go back in with your black and, you know, outline it, which I'll show you. And the paint's wet, so it kind of activates that a little bit, which I love. Draw little tattoos on her. You can do whatever you want. And you see, it just looks like that's her arm. Very, very cool. Odd girl. No thought, because today is just not one of them days for me. A little bit of a bad day. So you can see that that's very easy. And all this can be acquired with black paint. You don't have to have a water-soluble marker or pencil. So that's it. Just a little art girl. Be inspired in our art journal. That's what your art journal is for. Your art journal is for you. Hey, you know what? I tried this new technique with my red acrylic paint bottle. Do I like it? Do I not? I don't know. Oh, look, I remember I, you know, took this out of that magazine and be inspired. And, oh, look, I did this and I folded, like, you know what I mean? And then you can look at it and get inspired. Or, you know, maybe you didn't have a lot that, you know, you're having maybe a crappy day like me. And then, you know, you wanted to do some art because every day you like to do art. And you did it, and it's not the most beautiful thing you've ever done. She's an odd girl. She rocks, and we did it. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna lie. but I will, let me grab a piece of paper here. We'll try these markers out. Now look, you can use your Faber-Castell Gelatos. You can use your Neo Color 2s. You can use any of those, your watercolor, Crayola watercolor, pencils, markers, all that kind of thing to get the same effect with the black. You can use whatever colors that you want. So don't forget that. Don't get stuck on what I'm doing. You know, you can do your own. Piece of paper. All right. We know black worked, right? Oh, lovely. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Purple. Oh, I'm so excited. Uh-oh. I think that's because of my acrylic paint. Let's get it going here. Yep, my acrylic paint dried. See what happened? Kelly, 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 you know better. It's because I was in a hurry. If you don't wipe your pen, any pen, not just these, your acrylic paint will dry around it and then it won't work anymore. Piss. I'll work on that later. I sometimes do it on what's it called? Sandpaper. That's my fault though. That's not the pen's fault because these are all, look at this blue. These are all writing. All but the one I used and screwed up with, which no big deal. These are all writing. But learn, don't write on acrylic paint without wiping it off. Orange. Oh, I'll use the white for the highlight over there. And then this is beautiful. Look how beautiful. All writing, no problem, except the one I screwed up, which I gotta leave out to fix. So now I'm gonna do the whites. Let's see over here. As a highlight, like I like to do. And I know that black's dry, so come on, baby. Yep. Nice. And you can go and you can highlight these circles on her dress with whatever colors that you want. You can highlight the heart a little bit, all that kind of stuff. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been a long one. If you're still with me, which I don't even know, not only, you know, put the word be inspired. Put the word be inspired downstairs. The words be inspired in the comments if you're still with me at the end of this. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I love you guys so very much. We are working on progress, not perfection. And again, a very basic, you know, drawing of a little odd girl in your art journal page doesn't look bad with the, you know, once all the color and everything's on. You can still go back in and stamp white if you want. If it's bothering you or, you know, it ever comes out too dark for you, definitely go back in. It's yours. Do it the way you want to. So that is it. And like I said, check out holler.com. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of good stuff. And BLITSY, of course. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.